Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to another World of Tanks video. And firstly, my apologies for not having many videos out lately. It's been, for those of you who are not aware, it's been half term, yay! But the Tuesday before half term, our cat went missing on the Tuesday evening. We got very worried about the poor little blighter, and then on like the Saturday night at 1:30 in the morning, he rocked up with a dislocated hip, which was not optimal. So yeah, there's that. Combine that with the fact that myself and Loki got married on Friday. Again, if you're watching this on the day when it comes out, so that'll be the Friday just gone. And basically, well, my half term has been full of vets and wedding preparations. So I have and work for school. So I really haven't had the time to do much, which kind of sucks, but there we go. I've tried to have some time to relax as well wherever possible, and even I did actually manage to find some time to play the new Halloween game mode though. It's actually kind of fun. Anyway, we are going to have a couple of offerings here from Baldric today, and he is going to be driving hideously overpowered tanks, kicking off with the ARL V39 Tier 6 French tank destroyer. Ew. Now, Baldric is using the long 90mm gun on this tank, which gives it pretty decent penetration of 212 with regular ammo. But, well, the alpha damage at 240 is okay. But the biggest problem with this tank has never been the gun, it's always been the platform. This thing, I mean, you can see the nice big bulbous top hat thing it's got going on. Combine that with really narrow gun traverse, dubious mobility, terrible armour, and you have what is clearly one of the most overpowered tanks at tier 6, right? Right? Yeah, that one. But anyway, this is actually one of those rare things. It is a top tier match, I know. Wonders will never cease. And Baldric is here on, this is Lakeville, isn't it? Ooh, spotted T67. Yes, Lakeville. He's here on Lakeville on an encounter game mode, so that pretty much guarantees most of the action is going to be going on in the town. Can he find a shot? Can he find a shot? Ooh, nice one. Despite the fact that, you know, a good chunk of his team, and to be fair, a reasonable chunk of the enemy team, seem to be going into the Valley of Death because raisins. Go figure. Now, I think that was perhaps a little bit of a missed opportunity. Baldric might have been able to shoot that T28, but the guy is now pulled into the town behind a little building there, so there's no longer a shot available. And Baldric's team are distinguishing themselves by being capped and being 2 tanks down. Now, as you've noticed, this match gets off to a slightly slow start, but I mean, it's a really campy tank destroyer. That shouldn't come as a massive surprise. Ooh, is that T50 going to back off? Can we pick up the kill? Come on. Come on, you know you wanna. Ugh. No, apparently not. KV1 is probably going to be fair. Hello, Mr. KV1. There we go, and tracked him into the bargain. Always nice. Now, aside from this gun, this tank can also mount a 105mm gun with 300 alpha and about 170 penetration, something like that. And actually your alpha damage goes up as well as your penetration if you load premium ammunition. But, well, that gun is really best served shooting at equal or lower tier tanks. Oh, don't get me wrong, it can shoot some higher tiers as well. But I can definitely understand using the long 90mm that Baldric has got, especially with the way the current matchmaker just throws you under the bus against equal and higher tier tanks the vast majority of the time. Anyway, Baldric is able to, with a slightly high damage roll, pick up the kill on that T28. And there's the KV1 from earlier on, being relatively incautious, and pew! And that tracks him as well. One more shot should manage to polish this guy off, and there we go. KV1 is no more. Matilda to Baldric's left hand side, Sherman 3 to Baldric's right hand side. Here he is, stuck in the middle with you. Yeah, I know. My singing is amazing. Goodbye, Mr. Matilda. He managed to get one penetrating shot into Baldric. and of course there are other people around able to shoot him. Scoreline is now 10-10 though. That was a lucky bounce. So the friendly team have managed to pull this back a little bit, probably due in no small part to Baldric's 5 kills here. And he is not done yet. So 5 kills and basically 1600 damage. Let's see how much Baldric is able to rack up before the end. Now the OI Experimental is taking a bit of a pasting there. Looks like lots of high explosive shells being slammed into his frontal armour. And Baldric is going to play the aggressor here to force the Sherman 3 out. Hello, Mr. Sherman. Well, the artillery does the business, so that's 2 assistance damage for Baldric. It's a shame. That would have been Boulder's top gun, but never mind. Thankfully, as this is encounter, the fact that the enemy have now been capping this base for some time is not the end of the world. And it's a pretty safe bet that it's going to be that T-50 in the cap circle. And he doesn't have any other friends in the cap circle yet, so with any luck it will just be him. Enemy artillery takes down the friendly Matilda, and the friendly team once again, in terms of numbers at least, are trailing. In terms of remaining tanks, well, however bad the ARL V39 is, still a tier 6. The friendly team have 2 top tier tanks remaining to the enemy team's 1, and that evens the numbers up a little bit and secures Boulders his top gun. So we've got a SAV M43, Panzer Soufflé 4B and an SU-100Y. Do need to be careful. The SU-100Y does have a very big gun. And, sorry? And he's definitely something to be concerned with. In fact, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that with premium ammunition that SU-100Y can one-shot boulders with a decent damage roll. So, yeah, care is the name of the game. One shot into that SAV and execution for kill number 7, and basically 1900 damage as well. There was the artillery shot. Thankfully didn't hit Baldric. And so now he has got the task of finding the Panzer Soufflé 4B and the SU-100Y. Now the friendly team are deciding to cap this, and ouch, there we go. 446, that was only a slightly high damage roll from the SU-100Y, and that was used firing regular armor piercing. Now the 100Y is a bit of an odd machine in that with its premium ammunition, instead of getting increased penetration, it actually gets worse penetration but increased alpha damage. So like I say, I mean, a high damage roll even with the regular gun or regular ammo would have been enough, I think, to kill Baldric there. But as it is, Baldric is still alive, and with premium ammunition that would have been even worse. So Baldric needs to play this a little more carefully. There's the SU-100Y, one shot in. Ooh, SU-100Y has messed up his return shot. He's going to regret that. There we go. 221 hit points left on that Soviet tank destroyer. Can Baldric reload in time to kill him? Yes, he can. The reload on that tank is terrible. 8 kills, 2,579 damage. And now Baldric's just waiting for the artillery to fire, waiting for himself to no longer be spotted. And he's going to see if he can take out that artillery. There the artillery is. RT has fired. But it looks like the friendly team are going to cap this one out, which would be a massive shame because it means this PZSFL is probably going to survive. Oh, never mind. Maybe not. Oh, yes he does, by a fraction of a second. But there we go. That is the game. So that game ended up being enough for Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, High Caliber, Top Gun and a Radley Walters medal there for Baldric in the ARL V39. 2,579 damage done, 8 kills of course for that Radley Walters, 1,200 base experience. I'm a little bit jealous because I still need to rebuy and ace this damn thing at some point. 18 shots fired, 16 hits, 14 pens for that damage count. Surprising amount of that damage actually done at relatively close range. 8 hits received, 3 penetrated, 5 did not. That is not the sort of performance you can typically expect. Hurrah for lower tier tanks. 275 damage blocked by his armour. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 9 damaged, 8 destroyed, 2 assistance damage, a mighty 2, and 33 base defence points with just a shade under 2 kilometres travelled, and a pretty respectable profit made. Let's be honest, it's tier 6, you usually do see a pretty nice profit. So that ended up being quite a nice match. Just in case the level of overpowered machines was too filthy for you to handle in that last match, this second one we find is once again courtesy of Baldric, and this time he is driving the French tier 7 heavy tank, so we're upper tier, the AMX M445, and not only that, he is not fully upgraded, stock turret, and that is also the 105mm gun that some people will still use by preference on this tank even when they've got the top gun. I know I did, at least for my ace in this thing. So once again, Baldric is top tier, which is nice. But there are no lower tier tanks to shoot this time. It is tier 7 from wall to wall. So the matchmaking could actually be better. Could certainly be worse. I mean, let's not complain too much, but it could be better. And Baldric is driving here over on, what's the map? Karelia. And he is driving into the Valley of Destiny. Having a look at the sort of tanks on the enemy team he might face. The ones who are probably going to give him the biggest problems in terms of penetrating are probably going to be the Oni and the SU-100M1. Sorry, by the way, if it sounds like occasionally I am very, very tired. The heating's on, it's warm, and I am tired. So, yeah, go figure. Anyway. That Leo was last seen round the side of the rock. Hello, Mr. Leo. No one's managed to hit you. Who else have we got? IS-2, Tiger 1, T-20. If they're not careful enough, they're going to get smacked in the face, and there we go. Low damage roll actually, only for 248. This gun hits when firing armor piercing for 300 on average, but we'll take it nonetheless. 289 this time into the Tiger 1. Once again, a low damage roll, unfortunately, but also, once again, still more. Well, the last one was 248. That is a sort of damage roll you could very easily have gotten with the smaller gun, with the long 90mm gun. I mean, this tank essentially gets the same gun selection that you get on the ARL V39 that you just saw. It just gets it a tier higher and on a machine with a turret and a bit of gun depression. Don't make you think that it's a good tank. It's not, but another low roll there, 291. This gun hits for 300 alpha, I promise. But apparently, Jedi Squirrel, that's an amazing name. Apparently, Baldric is just not allowed to roll for even average at the moment. Everything has to be low. Ah well. Nice average damage roll there into the Commander's Cupola of the IS-2, which isn't too bad. And can Baldric either get hit on this Leo or possibly... Oh no, that's an Oni. No. I was going to say possibly finish off the Tiger, but yeah. The Oni's going to be a problem. So, I was going to say, is Baldric ready to deal with that Leo if he pops around the rock? But as it is, the Leo does indeed pop around the rock and gets absolutely deleted by the rest of Boulder's team, even though he himself does not put any damage in. The Oni is still going to give him problems. Realistically, penetrating that is going to be a case of load the gold, as you can see here, at which point his penetration jumps up from 175 up to 223, and his alpha damage also jumps up from 300 to 330. You're also getting a pretty good demonstration of what the armor on this tank is like, i.e. not very good. 2 rounds of APCR left at this point, by the way, hopefully for that Oni, but those 2 rounds would not actually be enough to kill the Oni, which is a little bit of a shame. Baldric doesn't really want to take the shot on that Tiger 1. but he will take the shot on that Oni. 325 into him. That IS-2, probably wishing he hadn't bothered at this point. And Baldrick's got over 2,000 damage at the moment, which is pretty nice for any tier 7 machine, let alone this delightful thing. He's going for the shots into the side of those kind of little frontal boob things on the Oni, because at least then the armor isn't going to be heavily angled. But the guy's got 46 hit points left. This is going to be slightly awkward, but, well, I say that, as it is, Baldrick's able to pop out and snap a shot into that Oni to pick up his first kill of the match. 5 tanks remaining on the enemy team. I'm going to speed this along just a little bit, because whilst this is not the slowest heavy tank in the game, it's also not the fastest. So, there is that. SU-100 M1 is up on the ridgeline, but Baldrick isn't able to get a shot on him. IS-2 has been spotter-rated, and Baldrick hopefully will be able to get a shot onto this guy and maybe even pick up a kill. There we go. There's kill number 2. And it's just the SU-100 M1 and the M12 remaining at this point for Baldrick to deal with. So Baldrick just pressing forwards, and once again I'm just going to speed this along a little bit. SU-100 M1 is getting pretty badly worked over, but not before he's able to take out the Comet. And that just leaves the enemy artillery, who is right there. And pew! Baldrick's HE round fails to penetrate and only does 183 damage. Go figure. It'd be really nice to have an AP shell loaded here, because then he'd actually have killed the guy rather than failing to penetrate with HE once again. A little bit unlucky at the end there, but nonetheless a nice result from Boulders in a not fully upgraded AMX there. So let's go and have a look at the post-game stats for this one. Ace Tanker, Bruiser and Fire for effect for that game there with Boulders in his AMX M4 MLE 45. 3,029 damage done, 2 kills, 1,304 base experience, easily outperforming anyone on the enemy team. And, well, the friendly Oni was close in terms of damage and kills, so well done to him. 16 shots fired, 14 hits, 12 penetrations for that damage count, 6 hits received, 3 penned, 3 did not, for 580 damage blocked by Baldrick's armour there. Bit of assistance damage thrown into the bargain, and unfortunately, because Baldrick did fire 5 premium rounds there, he only made a fairly small profit, or would have made a small profit with a standard account. Thankfully he was using a premium account, so the profit ended up being somewhat larger. And there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that pair of games in some very definitely overpowered mid-tier French machines. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, by all means feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And as ever, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.